Okay, hi everyone. I'm Keisha White, founder of White House Branding Studio. We help companies create a lead generating digital presence that attracts high caliber clients and opportunities. We are currently booking spots for this summer. So if you are interested in branding and website design, make sure you click the link in the description with this video and you can get some information on working together. So in today's video, I am going to talk about how to create a standout brand through competitive analysis. And I will say, as a part of my design process, I primarily, like when I'm doing the visual piece, I'll say I do primarily consider like what's unique about my clients, what unique personality traits do they bring to the table, what's special about their business and their style of how they do business. But when it comes to your positioning in your marketing and then maybe even in your offers. To me, the competitive analysis part is something that's a very crucial component, more so in that side. And so the reason why is, as we all know, I talked about this last week, a lot of services that everyone is offering now could be considered a commodity. And the key is to make your services something different and something special to your specific target audience. And nowadays, just being somebody or a business that is extremely generic and trying to appeal to just all the people under the sun, that's not the way to go these days. You want to create something that has its own like special personality almost, or special way that you do business, or to make your clients feel more delighted, like based on who are your special target clients and what's going to make them feel the most at home or the most well served. And so that comes through the kind of performing that competitive analysis to see like what are other people in your industry doing and what can you do differently to position yourself as one that is a bit more unique. And so when you're doing a competitive analysis, typically what you're doing is just going to be gathering information about your competitors, kind of noticing like what are their strategies, like what are they doing to do their marketing, what are their strengths, like what are they doing well to serve their clients, what are they, where could be areas of improvement for how they're serving their clients. If you all are targeting similar clients, definitely look at the strengths and weaknesses. If you notice that they're targeting a specific sector of the market, like a specific type of client, and you see there's a different type of client over here that's not being served at all, that's also kind of an insight in competitive analysis. So basically the competitive analysis piece is something to give you some valuable information on how you can look for gaps in your market. You can look for underserved areas in your market. And you can update and refine your strategy for what you're offering in your business, or maybe even how you're doing your marketing. And this can help you stand out, and it can help you better resonate with your specific target clients. So for the first part, so first, when you are getting ready to do a competitive analysis, you want to make a list of all of your direct and indirect competitors who are in your industry or in your niche. And so this list, it could be companies that are bigger than you, it could be companies that are smaller than you, it could be companies that are on the same size. But either way, you have to start with like a list of like who are the competitors that you want to research. And it could even be competitors who's maybe you really like their business model, or you really like the way they're doing business, and you almost want to build a similar but slightly different company, because a lot of times people do that. They may see like, oh, this company is aspirational, but they have some gaps in this area, so I want to be like them, but I want to fill those gaps. So that could be a way that you list competitors as well. So once you have your list of competitors, there's three key steps to take once you're kind of looking them up and you're trying to do that competitive analysis to see where your brand can fit in and what gaps in the market could your brand fill to help you stand out and to help you resonate with your target clients. So the first step is to evaluate each competitor's products or services. So as you're looking at their products or their service packages, you want to check out like, okay, what is included in their packages? What is the quality looking like? What's their pricing, if the pricing information is available out there? You also want to see like, okay, what's their overall value proposition? Like what Are they positioning themselves on? Like, what's their big promise to their clients? And then once you are kind of looking at that stuff, you want to identify what are their areas of strength, like what are they doing well with quality, features, pricing, value proposition, and what could they improve. And then you may also want to check out like who are is their target audience as well. So kind of identify, okay, based on this wording here, it sounds like they're going after this XYZ target audience, and that kind of thing. So I have a couple of sites I'm going to pull up to just show some examples of how you would do this. So what we're looking for is the things I just named. So I'm going to pull their website up. Okay. So this is Korn Ferry. They are like a leadership development firm. And so right away we see as we're kind of looking for, okay, what are the features of their services? What's the quality looking like? What's their value proposition? So as we can see, to me right away, it looks to be a very high quality brand. Like to me, even the way the logo looks right away, it's coming off very high quality. Even the looping video that they had created, I can tell this was like a video that they had done specifically for their company. So this is definitely coming off high quality. And it also looks like they must value inclusiveness, because I'm even noticing how getting off the elevator, they have all these different races of people all together. Here's a Black woman right here at the top of the site. So it looks like they're trying to be very inclusive and diverse. So that is something that's definitely standing out. And then this is more so their positioning statement here. So let's read that. So it says they are a global organizational consulting firm. We work with our clients to design optimal organization structures, roles, and responsibilities. We help them hire the right people and advise them on how to reward and motivate their workforce while developing professionals as they navigate and advance their career. So it sounds like they are really focused on the hiring piece, on building a motivated workforce. So that's really insightful, because as we all know, sometimes it's hard to motivate employees, and then while developing professionals as they advance and navigate their careers. So it sounds like they kind of have three areas, like they're doing hiring and helping people get their workforce motivated. And then they also have a professional development side where they help people navigate and advance careers. So then we can kind of scroll through and see some of their offerings. So drive transformation through people. So we see they have organization strategy as an offering, assessment, talent acquisition, leadership and professional development, board and CEO, business transformation, total rewards. So it looks like seven things that they offered there. So like if this was, let's say you were a leadership development firm too, and you're kind of seeing where you stack up against them, this is giving you some insights already to be like, okay, this is kind of what this company offers. So maybe you want to compare it to what you offer. Do you see any gaps here as a leadership development firm to be like, it looks like they're missing something? And then could your company fill that gap that they look like they're missing? And all of that. So that is just a little bit of the basics here. I want to go to, I guess, capabilities. Ooh, it's a lot. They have a lot on here. So this, I guess, has all of the offers all in detail. Yeah, because this is all 7 of them, I believe. So you can go into detail on each of them. I feel like that didn't go anywhere. Abilities, organizational strategy, high performing, I guess, for high performing teams. Yeah, this is a big site. They have a lot of pages on here. So for the basics, I'm not going to go through all the pages because they have a lot of stuff on here. Maybe I'll try the about page. Could be more of their approach. That's probably a good one. We deliver sustainable growth by solving your biggest people challenges. So that's definitely a value proposition thing where they mentioned solving your biggest people challenges is the thing that they're after. Organizations make critical decisions. We help you close your potential gap. So this all sounds very like their competitive advantage is like focusing on people. What are the challenges that companies may have around managing people, recruiting the right people? It sounds like we help you close your potential gap where you want to be. So all about people. So this looks like they're kind of like their framework that they follow to get the results that they are mentioning here. So doing something like this is very good to just go over to see what are your competitors doing and what is missing from what they're doing that you could possibly fill the gaps in your business. And I want to look at one more super quick to go over what they are offering. So this is also in that leadership development industry. And so we see they opened their site up. Looks like they're trying to be inclusive as well, not quite as much movement as with the video, but still an overall nice design. The heart of human achievement, creating inspired leaders through dynamic human-powered learning experiences. So this sounds more like a training workshop style if they're saying learning experiences. So they're mentioning the challenges piece as well, just like the other site. But they kind of have it's about 7 categories on here too. So like if you were in the leadership development firm industry, you could kind of compare to be like, okay, this company Blanchard has these 7. The other company, Corn and Ferry, has those 7. So where can I fill any gaps, or does Blanchard or does Corn and Ferry have some gaps that I could fill? So we see the training piece. They definitely are highlighting training a bit more over here. So that's something that's a bit different than the other site, because I'm sure the other site offers training, but they didn't really highlight it as much in their website. And then they have all these courses. So they are taking a slightly different approach. So it looks more like a training course, more is their focus over here. And the other one looks more consultative on the other side. And then they have a lot of resources. So they seem very educational focused. So I'm kind of seeing a slight difference already in what one company's focus is over the other one. So that's essentially what you're doing when you are kind of comparing people in the industry. You're wanting to look at first, like, what are their offerings? Who are they going after? What's their kind of competitive advantage based on what they are saying on their websites? This is more like a language thing to help you refine what are your offers and what can you do with your offers to fill a gap in the industry that's not being filled currently. And so the second step, you want to look at the marketing strategies of your competitors too. And you want to look at what are they doing in their messaging, like what types of language are they using, who are they referencing in the captions, like who does it sound like they're talking to? Because everybody says all the time on like social media, they're always like, speak to your ideal client and all that. So you want to kind of check out your competitors to see who are they speaking to online. And then how does it look like they're positioning themselves? So you can kind of check out like their social media platforms. You could also type them in search engines and be like, what description pops up when they pop up on the search engine, because that'll really tell you straight to the point, like what they're trying to communicate. If they create content, you kind of want to check out their content to be like, what kind of content are they creating? And you can evaluate like how effective do their strategies look versus what you may have in mind. So I do want to see, let's see, do they have any content? Ooh, they have a lot of content. So I see featured top, I'm just going to click This Week in Leadership for one of the sites. So we see, I'm back to about to pull the Corn and Ferry site back up again. I love how they say human power. Yeah, that's a cool way to say human powered. I like that too. That sounds like a copywriter. A copywriter, they always advise clients to get copywriters because it's so nice when they help come up with phrases that I feel like us people who aren't words people would never think of. So here we see on their insights, they're talking about youngest workers being unhappy. Show me the money, why tech companies, who's balancing the books, 5 ways to handle a bad boss, get a new job title, can be my neighbor. This is interesting. So, so I forget to mention, so they are targeting the management to help retain employees, and they're targeting the professionals to help them grow in their careers. Because at first I was like, these titles on how to get a new job weren't fitting in at first to me, but I forgot they're targeting professionals too. So as we can see, some of these topics are going to the professionals, kind of talk about things that can help them. And then some are talking about to the management. To me, this is more of a article for management to talk about, because as we all know, the younger workers, it's been hard to retain them because they are all ready to go. We're all always ready to go. So this is a little insight on their content. So I want to pull the other site again to see what kind of content are they talking about. So we're going to click resources on theirs. Let's just do articles or media. Well, not those resources. I want stuff that they wrote. Let's try blogs, I guess. Oh yeah, so here's their blog. So what vanity? How do you talk about needs executive coaches for strategies for listening, so people feel heard, how to earn the right to coach someone on their performance and defending layoffs, need to set boundaries. So this sounds like kind of a targeting individuals too with these topics more than managers. So often sound like manager topics like becoming a successful and satisfied leader. So yeah, so as you're looking through even content topics, you can kind of check that out and be like, what topics are they covering that I could cover? Something that is not currently being highlighted in your competitor's website or something that they're not addressing. It could be a gap for you to fill. Or it could even say, like, if you see similarities in the content. To me, both of these sites in their content, it does look a little bit similar. So if you see similarities, you can think, okay, both of these companies are kind of doing something very similar in their content approach. So what could I do to be different? Like, what topics are they talking about that, what topics are they not talking about that I could cover and that I could talk about in my business? And then you can even show, I'm going to be, on LinkedIn, I'm streaming, I'm going to pull up LinkedIn, but you can even check out like the company's social media posts and see like what are they doing on social media that could be a gap, something that you could end up doing that could make you stand out on social media as well. And what kind of audience are they speaking to? Let's see, vision of powering good leaders with new. So this sounds like it's targeted to leaders. So this is a podcast episode to leaders, like all leaders. So they're mentioning leaders again. And when you pay attention to stuff like this, you start to notice commonalities. Like a lot of companies have, I call it content buckets that they tend to rotate around. Like they may share a piece of original content, like a podcast article. Then maybe they share a client success story. Then maybe they share some insights and some tips. And most of the time, companies rotate through those typical content buckets. And so when you are kind of scrolling through a company's post, you'll start to see a pattern and be like, okay, they're rotating through these buckets. But then you can go deeper to be like, who are they talking to in the post? So this one sounds like leaders again. They were leaders at every level. So pretty much all of their social content looks like they're more talking to leaders. So behind the scenes, posts here, people love it behind the scenes. Do the right thing, so this sounds like a leader thing, the best leaders. So literally all of their content pretty much is all mentioning the word leaders. So that's very, very specific. So you can see they are very trying to attract leaders and trying to push content out there that's going to appeal to leaders in the corporate world or in the business world. So that's very insightful. And let's see if the other one, if they have anything on their LinkedIn. So this is the other one, back to Korn Ferry. So I'm going to click on their post. Next year's Boomers will be retiring. So this just sounds like some kind of general work insights. You have the talent in the wings. Do you have the talent? So this looks like it's kind of targeting those talent managers or just managers in general. With their manager. This is mentioning managers again. It's their new job title. Just a general employee thing, attention leaders. It's kind of mentioning leaders again. Ever-changing landscape of work. Job market, talent acquisition. So to me, there's a little bit of targeting leaders, but more with a spin on talent and retaining talent. But it makes sense from their website because their website was focused on how do you retain talent and keep them engaged or that type of thing. So that makes sense. So that's more so their spin on it. It's just a more talent retention thing with the leaders versus the other one to me seems more targeted to just leaders who want to advance their careers and that kind of thing. So as you scroll through posts for your competitors, you'll start to see, like I said, the patterns of like how are they positioning themselves, who are they speaking to in their content, who are they targeting in their content, and this can give you some insights to show like, okay, well they have this spin on their content, so maybe I can take that spin over there because they're not addressing this audience, or maybe they, like I mentioned earlier, so some companies could be doing something very similar and then areas being overlooked. So you can kind of fill the gap in the area that's being overlooked. Some audio stuff. Oh no. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I don't know what to do for audio. Let's see. Camera, audio. Okay, hello? It looks like it's working on my end as far as I know. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm sorry if you can't, but I think the replay should have closed caption on it just in case if the audio isn't working properly. So yeah, I'm so sorry if it's not working. And then our last little step is to study your competitors. Things like on there, well, we kind of looked at websites already, but to me, more so the reviews and the overall reputation. So this is something that I really like. Oh, we can hear you there, static. I don't know. I wonder, is that a little better moving the computer closer? I just tried to move it a bit closer. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, hello? Can you hear me? Usually Logitech. Okay. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, on my webcam mic, but hopefully you can hear. I moved it, tried to move the computer a little bit closer, so hopefully it's a little more clear now. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, Keonti. Okay, oh that's better. Okay, good. I'm glad that's better. Moving it closer. I always kind of like to have more background in my video. Not that it matters, there's nothing back here, but but anyway, so moved it closer. Glad that helped. So yeah, so the last little piece that you could research is the to me reviews and the overall reputation of the company. So this is something that could be insightful to learn about. Okay, what are other people? Do other people think about this company? So if there's an area where you can see reviews on that their clients have left them, or that kind of thing, or even Glassdoor, even though employee reviews may not matter. But if you even were trying to recruit employees, or something, you could even go on Glassdoor and be like, okay, what are these other companies in my industry doing that I could do better for employees that I'm trying to recruit? But anyway, but definitely want to check out reviews. I'm going to see if I can find some for a consulting firm because I'm not sure if they will even have them out there like that. Yeah, I see they have Glassdoor. I see a few reviews for Corn Ferry on this website called G2. So on that site, we can kind of check out to see what are other people saying, because oftentimes when you get some insights on what other people think of a company, this can be very interesting to read. So we are on this G2 website for Corn Ferry to see what are people saying about them. Someone saying it's a smart business solution. It simplifies business operations and make life simpler. So that's nice to hear. Effective products, friendly staff, like their recruitment and training resources, decent consulting. Have a lot of negative on board. Okay. Simple to use. So by going through reviews, you can kind of see some areas that maybe they are doing well or maybe where they're dropping the ball to learn about it. And of course, all companies have reviews on their website, but of course on websites, people are going to put the positive reviews. So this is why I'm on an outside site, because I was just kind of curious to see were there any outside websites that had reviews of them, because on a website, people are always going to have the positive reviews on the website. But it looks like a lot of them are kind of more so employee reviews, more so. Looks like there are some Facebook, but it sounds more like an employee perspective there. So the reviews part may take a little more time depending on the industry that you're going after, or the industry that you're working in. It may take a little more time to find some reviews that aren't on their website if you can find them. But it's always a good thing to hear. let me see. Or even if you maybe if you read it, if they may not be on Reddit, but yeah, a lot of times you can find stuff on Reddit too. That's like a kind of more real, real point of view. So here's someone saying, anyone have experience, but it sounds more like an employee thing as well. But either way, sometimes even employees, they may have some insights that they can share as an employee of the company that you could be like, that kind of is getting my wheels turning because this employee shared this. So maybe I could do that a little bit differently in my company. Yep. So always getting other people's opinions is definitely good. And then even if you can see some things out there for how they work with users, like if you see like, do they seem like they have a portal or something for their clients to access? Is there a little, because I'm going to go back to this, like it looks like they have a My Blanchard login. So that must be like a little employee portal. So this can kind of give you a sense of what's the experience like that they give their clients. So whatever insights you can glean as you kind of go through their website or even their social media to see like what kind of experience are they providing to their clients, and what could you do better even with something like that. So to me, that's the final step, is just kind of assessing their interactions with more so the customers and what kind of experience are they giving them and what are the customers saying about them. So going to recap really quick. So the first piece is to assess the features of their services, like what's included in their service packages, what's the quality looking like, what's their overall value proposition of like how are they trying to position themselves in the industry. And you can do this by checking out the competitor's website, of course. And then you want to do this for multiple competitors in your industry, and then you can lay out what are they doing and compare it to what you're doing. In this way, you can start to identify what are the gaps in what they offer and how could your company or your business fill those gaps, or what could they be doing better, and then what could you do to do better than what they're doing. So that's the first piece, just assessing what are their service offerings, what's their quality, what's their overall value proposition of like what are they really trying to problem are they trying to solve, what target audience are they really going after. And then the second step, you want to check out the way they are marketing themselves. So you want to check out what's their messaging like on their social media platforms, who are they speaking to in their content, like what types of content are they putting out there. And then you also want to check out their like blog content or podcast content, if they have anything like that, and see how effective are their strategies looking. Are they getting engagement? Are people looking like they are enjoying their content? Does it look like it's doing its job of reaching the right audience members? And what could they be doing better regarding their marketing and their content strategy too? And so this could be a way that you could also reposition your business to be like, okay, I'm going to create content like this because I see my competitor has a gap in that area, or I'm going to create content for this audience because I see none of my competitors are speaking to that audience. So that's always a big way to help you stand out on social media and in marketing because it's so crowded. And then the final step is to kind of assess their reputation and how they interact with their clients. So if you can find some reviews from people who have worked with them that aren't necessarily from their website, if you can find it. If it's from the website, I guess that's still some insight. But if it's off of the website, you tend to get a little more of a real perspective to see what are their strengths and what are their areas of improvement. And then you may also want to check out I forgot. It was something else I mentioned when it came to what other people thought. Oh, the user experience, like how are they interacting with consumers? Like, do you see a portal on their site? What do they give people? Like, what's the experience of working with them? Just getting the insights of like, what is the experience they're giving to people? And do you see any reviews of people giving their real candid opinion on what their experience was like? And then see what did they do well for the actual clients in real life that they have worked with, and what could they improve upon, and how could your business fill those gaps? And so once you're doing these things, you can start to shift your offers if you want to, if you do feel like it's a need to shift and it could benefit you. And then this could give you ways that can help your business stand out. It could give you more of a competitive edge because you're filling a gap that is currently not being filled in the industry. And this can just definitely help you stand out because, as I'm always talking, the whole purpose of branding, people tend to focus a lot on the visual aspect of branding. But branding is much more than visuals. It's really about what other people think of your company. And so when you're doing like a competitive analysis like this, you're able to get some insights on like, these are what these companies over here are doing. And here is a gap that I can fill in my business and where I can be stronger in this area that my competitors are dropping the ball in. And then I can become known as the expert, as the go-to solution or the go-to company in that particular area. So that's the whole point of branding. And then when you become known as that particular thing, as that go-to expert or that leader in that area, then you're really helping yourself to be a very much standout brand. Because again, the brand is what people know you for. A brand is a lot of times what people describe your business as. So always compare it to like if people were having a conversation about your business and what it is that you do, and it was like one person A describing your business to person B. That's what branding is. So branding is what person A would say about you and your business. So you have the control you can control the narrative, I guess, as they say in PR. But you can control the narrative about what people say about your company and your business, and your brand. And a great way to do that is by figuring out what are the gaps in your market and then becoming that go-to leader or that go-to expert in an area where there are some gaps. And then that can definitely help you solidify your place in the market, and can help you stand out and elevate above the competition. Because remember, these days, everything is a commodity. And then with everything being a commodity, I don't know, you have to just kind of hone in on your little area of the market and your little area of expertise. And then that's going to be the thing that helps you really find the most success in today's crowded market and business. So I hope this was helpful. Oh yeah, thank you, Keonti. I see you sent me a message on what we were hearing. Yeah, sorry about the audio. I hate that it wasn't coming through properly, but I guess I had my computer probably too far away. I need to get a microphone, I guess, if I want to put the computer further away. But I know with the lack of a microphone, I probably need to keep the computer a lot closer. So all good. But thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate it. And hopefully those were helpful on how to stand out by assessing what competitors are doing. Because again, branding is not just about visuals. It's about what people know you for, what your reputation is, and just becoming a go-to leader in a specific area of the market. And so the way to do that is to kind of figure out what are other people doing, what areas of weaknesses do they have, and how can your company and your business fill those areas of weaknesses or just fill things that aren't being addressed. Because sometimes there's things that aren't even being addressed in some companies. You're like, how are people not addressing that? Like I could be the one that can address that problem. And it can also come from problems you've experienced, especially in this corporate area. I know a lot of you consultants know that. But a lot of times you've experienced problems in the corporate world and you're getting into consulting because you want to solve those problems. And so you may see like, okay, I experienced XYZ problem when I was in corporate, but as I'm doing my research, none of these consulting firms are addressing this problem. So I can become the one who's going to address the problem in that consulting area. So yep. So definitely don't be afraid to do that competitive research there when it comes to shaping your brand and your offers. Thank you, Keonti. I'm glad it was helpful. And yay, glad you love your website. I love your website too. I love your colors because I love your logo that I developed for that. It was very fun because as soon as you said you wanted it to feel like something fun was going to happen, I was like, yes, I know. I was like, yes, I know what to do for that. Yeah. So thanks so much, everybody, for checking out the video. And I will be back for another one next week. And I'm loving these branding topics because I'm trying to go deeper on branding because it's such a misconception out there where everybody's like, I have my brand, I did a logo. But your brand is not just a logo. That's like a little icon that can like represent your business, but that's not a brand. The brand is the reputation of the business. And the brand is what people know you for doing, what you're the go-to expert in. So I'm going to talk a bit more about another branding topic next week and how to position yourself as a go-to expert in a certain area or position your company as the go-to leaders in a certain area. So this way you really have a much more insight on what it really means to build a full brand and to not just have a little symbol that represents your business. So yeah, well, thank you, Keontae. So yay. So thanks so much everyone for checking out the video. I'm gonna head out. I gotta do some stuff this afternoon, but I'm at my co-work space today, but about to wrap up my task here and then head home. So I'll be back for another video next week and hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.